you know how it is. You know, you're at work, and you're feeling a little, you get a little tingle down in your pants. You just want to watch some porn. Yes. You know how it is. I mean, I don't. You might, but right. However, if there's a place that you don't do it, I mean, if you want to go to the toilet and do it, then that's fine. You can go to the toilet. I mean, it's not fine. It's fucking weird. Like, there's an extreme amount of people. We were all chatting about this in Discord, and people have said, "Yeah, I've went to the toilet and masturbated and worked before." What about you? No, no, I've never done. Like, there are people that do that. There are people that do that. There are people who like go to work like in an office or whatever and like sit there at their desk and go, you know what? I feel like having a wank, and they go to the toilet and like, no, I've never done that. Right, better not happen in here. I'm going to be timing everyone's bathroom breaks. Neil Parr, for anyone that doesn't know, a Conservative MP, a front bencher, which means he's at the front and all the other benches are behind him, allegedly watched porn on his phone. And we're about to hear his explanation, but I realise that he is resigning after all of the controversy. Neil Parish has told the BBC he is resigning as an MP after admitting he watched pornography twice in Parliament, so he admitted to it. Not just once, but twice. Mr. Parish, who has represented Tiverton and Honiton in Devon since 2010, said it had been a moment of madness. He says that the first time was accidental after looking at a tractor website. You know how it goes, you're just looking at a tractor and stuff like that, and then before you know it, there's just some tiggle billies just on the screen, just shaking around. Yeah, that's from a tractor website. But the second time in the House of Commons was deliberate. He was suspended by the Conservative Party on Friday over the allegations. Now, if there was a time where one of your friends sends you a link like, "Oh, hey man, like check out this cool car," and then you fucking click the link, and it's that fucking website that blares that lassie having a really loud orgasm like through the thing. See, when I was actually buying my wife a car, that happened to a customer in the waiting room. Everyone was sitting at their tables and desks, going through sales and all that, and you just heard this blast out the guy's phone, and everyone stopped what they were doing and all turned and looked at the guy. And the guy, to his credit, just closed it and then sat there looking at his phone like nothing had happened, which was brilliant. The problem is, I knew it because I've seen that prank, and I knew, okay, that's the joke link that people send out. But for anyone that didn't know, they were like, that guy's in the waiting room watching porn. Two female colleagues claimed they had seen him looking at adult content on his phone while sitting near them. In an exclusive interview with BBC Southwest, Mr. Parish said the situation was that, funnily enough, it was tractors I was looking at. I did get into another website that had a very similar name, and what kind of name? Tractors. What porn thing sounds like tractors? TRA something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't watch porn. I did get into another website that had a very similar name, and I watched it for a bit, which I shouldn't have done. I watched it for a bit. I was curious. I wanted to see how the plot would unfold. Was he really going to fix her pipes? It's better. It's brought to you by Christopher Nolan. Turns out the pipes were a dream, and they're actually living in 1800s Europe. Who gives a fuck? But my biggest crime, is that on another occasion I went in a second time. I went in a second time. I double dipped. I double dipped. In for a penny, in for a pound. Just the Chad meme. Yes, I watch porn in Parliament. He added that that second time had been deliberate and that it happened in the House of Commons while he was sitting waiting to vote. Mr. Parish says that what he did was absolutely, totally wrong, adding, "I will have to live with this for the rest of my life. I made a huge, terrible mistake, and I'm here to tell the world." He said it was a moment of madness, but denied watching the material in a way where he hoped other people would see it, saying he was trying to be discreet. Well, when you want to look at big titties, you at least try to be polite. Another thing is, and you can Google this, an old teacher of mine, oh, what was his name? I forget his name because it's been a very, very long time since I was at high school, but a teacher of mine from Coatbridge, this happened years after I left school. You know, the teachers have the projector hooked up to the computer and the projector's on the whiteboard. He didn't know it was on. Yeah, guess what happened? And yeah, he got fired. I was wrong what I was doing, but this idea that I was there watching it, intimidating women, I mean, I have 12 years in Parliament and probably got one of the best reputations ever, or did have, he said. Asked about why he decided to watch the material in the Commons, Mr. Parish says he did not know and that he must have taken complete leave of my senses and sense of decency. Just say you were horny. Just say you were a little bit horny. Although, if you're horny, Lane, you just do what I do and don't think about that stuff. No, I'm not having a wank. I've got a script to write. I've got things to do. Right? I'm busy. So what I do is I just don't think about that stuff. My wife will be home later. Asked about why he decided to... Oh no, I've just read that. He appeared emotional as he said he was standing down after seeing the furor and damage it was causing his family, his constituency and local association. I was wrong, I was stupid, I lost sense of mind, he said, adding that he was making a total, full apology for his actions. Neil Parish said last night... that he would remain an MP while his conduct was investigated, but overnight, under significant pressure, he has changed his mind. It would have been impossible for Mr. Parish to avoid further questions about his conduct, and he said he would quit because of the impact it would have on his family, constituency, and local party. The decision will trigger a by-election in what has been a safe Tory seat. Fucking hell, yep. Yeah, they actually might lose that. The party took 60% of the vote at the last election, but already the Liberal Democrats are taking up a rural backlash akin to North Shropshire. The bigger picture here matters too. Westminster has been rocked by allegations of a sexist... Pardon me. There it is. A sexist culture this week. This story and others have damaged Parliament's reputation. Oh, God. Oh, we can't have that now, can we? We can't... We cannot for 1 second have Parliament having a bad reputation. Yes, that'd be absolutely terrible. However, let's be fair, like an MP watching porn in Parliament is fucking pissing in the ocean at this point. They've also damaged the Conservative Party. I'm not going to make the same point again. Both will be hoping Mr. Parish's resignation will help them start to move on. But many will want a far bigger review of the culture in the Commons. Mr. Parish's resignation will trigger a by-election in his Devon constituency, in which the Conservatives held a 24,239 majority over Labour in the 2019 general election. Shadow Commons leader Thangam Debonair, money. Said it was the right decision for Mr. Parish to quit and that people of Tiverton and Honiton deserve better. I guarantee you that Thangham Debonair watches porn. It's shocking that the Conservatives have allowed this debacle to drag out over many days, she said. Angela Rayner, the Labour deputy leader, tweeted, "He was looking for tractors but ended up with porn actors. Neil Parish must think you were all born yesterday." And yeah, it's like... A part of me is sort of thinking, like, I know sometimes on generic websites when they don't keep track of what ads they allow, sometimes you can go on a generic website and you'll see a porn ad, right? That can sometimes happen, but then you do this mad thing where you don't click on it. I know, like, I don't click on any fucking pop-ups, even if it's something I'm interested in, because I don't trust it, right? You just don't click on it. I want to know what website it was. Does anybody know? I want to know how he got from tractors to porn. Right, I'm interested. The deputy leader of the Liberal Democrats, Bumbleclats, called on the Conservatives to swiftly call a by-election. It is appalling that Neil Parish had to be pushed to resign after those in charge of the Conservative Party spent days dragging their feet, said Daisy Cooper. Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon, here she comes, said there could have been no other outcome than Mr. Parish's resignation and that his actions had been unacceptable. You might want to look into the behaviour of your own MPs. Mr. Parish's local party, Tiverton and Honiton Conservatives, said it was his decision to step down and thanked him for his service. It was his decision. He wanted to ride it out and keep collecting that wage. You just said, this is what we'll do. Questioned by the BBC about his wife Sue, finding out about the situation through the media, Mr. Parish says, "I know I should quite rightly be ashamed of that." He said that she had been amazingly supportive, but admitted it was not something he particularly wanted to discuss with her. Like that is. I understand that. Like, I don't want to discuss my masturbatory habits with my wife. Like I see it as an inconvenience. I see it as an inconvenience. Like I'm like I have stuff to do. I don't have time. I'll just quickly go into the toilet, whack one out, straight back out. 5 minutes, done. Right? I have work to do. I don't have time. Unless my wife's awake, then I've got lots of time. Uh, in an earlier interview with the Times, Mrs. Parrish said the allegation was very embarrassing and described her husband as quite a normal guy and a lovely person. Look, the vast majority of guys watch porn, right? A lot of them do. However, there can be a point where it becomes a problem. Like, it can definitely become a problem. I think watching porn in the middle of Parliament's, yeah, it's a little bit. If you were mad with every man who looked at pornography, you would not have many wives in the world, she said. Which, yep, she's true. Mr. Parish, who was also chair of the Environmental Select Committee, had been facing an investigation by Parliament's Standard Commissioner. MPs found to have violated the Code of Conduct and can face punishments, including apologising to the Commons or being suspended or expelled. I wish they made him get up and apologise. Everyone. Senior Tory MP Caroline Noakes had criticised the delay by the Tory Whip's office to act and suspend Mr. Parish from the Conservative Party, saying the Whip's office was still too blokey. There's too many men. There's too many men here. This goes on for far too long. Right, I'm done. Oh, wait, what's this? On Wednesday, it emerged that a female minister had reported a male colleague for viewing pornographic material while sitting beside her at the Commons chamber. The female minister said she had also seen the MP watching pornography during a hearing of a select committee, the Times reported. A second female Tory MP said she tried unsuccessfully to capture video proof of him doing so. The allegations were subsequently revealed to have been made about Mr. Parish. The government safeguarding minister, Rachel Maclean, denied that the Conservative Party was institutionally sexist, saying, I think there is clearly a problem in the House of Commons, and I think it extends to all parties, actually. Yes, and it's the fact that they exist.